make the... Okay. Hi! Oh, I can see people! Oh, good. Okay. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. I'm using my headphones.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yay! I can hear you too. Okay. This is so weird. Okay. I'm gonna get started. Okay. I can't see myself, but I think that's okay. Cool. Welcome to my room. So I wrote down what I wanted to say because I wasn't sure if it was gonna feel like I'm talking to myself, and it still kind of does. But anyways, I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy at home. This is super weird. I can't see you, but I know you're there, and thank you so much for sharing this virtual space with me this evening. And I'll try my best to offer you our usual playful, strong vinyasa class. I might fumble over my words a little bit, but that's nothing new. And I read a quote today that really inspired me in these strange and uncertain times. So I'd like to share that with you. It's from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. I might be saying that wrong. The title, this book has little excerpts, and this just happened to be the one for today. So it does every day of the year. It's like a yearly, you read one thing a day. And this was the one for today, and I thought it was really appropriate. It's titled Never Knowing Where We Fly. And the quote is, "Birds learn how to fly, never knowing where flight will take them. There is a deep and humbling lesson in the way of birds. Their wings grow and stretch and span patches of air. First tentatively, and then with confidence, they lift, they pump, they glide, they land. It seems for birds, it is the act of flying that is the goal. True, they migrate and seek out food, but when flying, there is a sense that being aloft is their true destination. Unlike birds, we confuse our time on Earth again and again with obsessions of where we are going, often to the point that we frustrate and stall our human ability to fly. We frequently tame and hush our need to love, to learn, to know the truth of spirit until we can be assured that our efforts will take us somewhere. All these conditions and hesitations and yes buts and what ifs turn the human journey upside down, never letting the heart, wing that is, truly unfold. Yet, without consideration or reservation, it is simply the presence of light that stirs birds to sing and lift. They do not understand concepts such as holding back or only investing if the return seems certain. In this, we are the only creatures that seek out guarantees, and in doing so, we snuff the spark that is discovery. Just how often do we cripple ourselves by not letting love, with all its risks, teach us how to fly? How many times do our hearts stall because we won't let the wingspan of our passion open us fully into our gifts? How frequently do we search for a song of guidance that can only come from inside us? I know that over the years, through fear and expectation, my mind has gathered and hoarded places I needed to go, things I needed to have, selves I needed to be. But here I am, without most of them, the goals and wants all used up in learning how to love. So, try as I do to imagine and construct where I am headed, try as I will to plan and know what this life of feeling means, it is the pulse of what I feel itself that lifts me into spirit. In truth, wings don't grow any differently to fit south or east or west. And our lives, no matter how we train ourselves, are more fundamental than any direction of worldly ambition. We, like the birds, are meant to fly and sing. That's all. and all our plans and schemes are twigs of the nest that once outgrown, we leave. Okay, so that was really appropriate, I felt, quote for where we're at. And now let's move our bodies. So let's start, I'm going to go off of one of my old sequences that we've probably done before, honestly. Let's start out in child's pose. So take your time getting there. Make yourself comfortable. You can have your knees together or wide, arms forward or back. Or I like to make a pillow with my hands for the forehead to rest on. And then just start to soften here. Round your shoulders down. Release your jaw. Begin to sink into gravity. Notice how you feel in your body. And just simply observe and notice. Start to scan your body with your awareness from your toes all the way up through the crown of your head. And just notice if there's any places that feel tense or tight. Notice the places that feel more space, more open. And then notice your breath as you feel your gears starting to slow down. Notice the quality of your breath. And then gradually allow your breath to become deeper in a comfortable way. With every inhale, sip in a little bit more air through the tip of your nose. And try to allow each exhale to become longer. With each inhale, feel the space of your back body expand. With each exhale, soften another layer, let something else go, and feel with each exhale your belly button draws back towards your spine a little bit. And then try to keep a little bit of that engagement as you inhale and fill up your back body again, maybe even more. As always, we take these few moments in the beginning of our practice to check in, to know where the body, or feel where the body is beginning our practice, so that as we deepen the practice, we can honor our body, know when to add a little bit more and to go deeper, and know when to back out. And soften. So the practice becomes a balance of effort and ease. Just take a few more moments here, connecting to breath, feeling everything as it is. Letting go of any expectations, just being in your body. Moving away from the thinking mind and into the feeling body. Good, and then begin to slowly walk your arm bones forward. Activate your arms so that your elbows lift a little bit off the mat and look forward at your hands. And then begin to walk your hands to the right as far as you can go comfortably. Release your forehead back down towards the mat. Doesn't have to come all the way down. You can even take your right arm down by your right hip and round your left shoulder down. Feel a lengthening on your left side. Breathe into that length. And then sweep your right hand back forward, lifting your gaze. And walk your hands all the way over to the left as far as you can go comfortably. Again, release your forehead back down, left arm down by your side. Round your right shoulder down and reach your right hip back. A few deep breaths into the right side of your body. Look forward, sweep your left arm forward and walk your hands back through center. From center, grip into your finger pads and slowly rise up onto your hands and your knees. Align your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And we'll just move through some cat-cow, warming up the spine. So pressing down through the tops of your feet, engaging your lower belly in. As you inhale, reach your heart forward, stretch your sitting bones back, lengthening the front of your spine. And then as you exhale, press into your hands and round your spine. Draw your chin towards your chest and press the back of your heart up. Inhale, lengthen from tail to crown, keeping that slight engagement in your lower belly. And exhale, press into your hands, round, hollow out the belly. And then just take a few rounds in your own breath. Move slow. Good, and then the next time you inhale, feel the length in the front of your spine again. Tuck your toes, and then press your hands down and forward and glide your hips back and up into downward dog. And pedal out your heels a little bit, wake up the backs of your legs, wag your tail. And then from downward dog, as you inhale, lift your heels up nice and high and begin to slowly round and ripple forward into high plank. Activate the legs, so feel your kneecaps lift so your thigh muscles are engaged. Keep pressing away from the earth with your hands and lengthen your heels back and the crown of your head forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your hips back, downward dog. Do a couple waves like that. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your kneecaps. Begin to round forward, high plank. Exhale, lift your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, ripple back. Take a couple more in your own breath. Go slow. Feel everything. Try not to run away from any sensation that arises, but run towards especially the sensations that we tend to want to avoid. Good. And then from here, begin to walk your feet up to your hands really slow, and even as you walk your feet up to your hands, take a wide step to the edge of your mat. Swing that hip out, so you're kind of swaying and waddling up to the top of your mat. Just getting into the outer hips a little bit. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. And then come to a forward fold. So feet at least hips width apart, if not wider. Bend the knees, drape your spine forward, drop your head. Empty out the neck. Maybe bring your hands into your elbow creases and use your arms as more weight to traction your spine. And maybe sway. Sway the torso like a pendulum, side to side. Sway towards the outer lines of your legs. And come back to center. Release your arms. Bend your knees generously. Press down through your feet and pull into your front body. Arms and head stay heavy. Begin to round your spine up to stand slowly. So you pull into your front body so the back body doesn't have to work so hard. And your head will be the last thing to lift. Pause, palms forward, outer shoulders back. Feel that transition. And then feel the movement in your feet. The weight distribution throughout your feet changing and moving forward and back, side to side. Just your body trying to find center. Happens in any balancing shape. So try to go with those little movements. They can even become a meditation. Good. And then we'll start to warm up with some Surya Namaskara A's. So as you inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Lengthening. As you exhale, bend the knees a little bit, hug your belly button towards your spine and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your fingertips to your shin bones, even if you can do a halfway lift with your hands on the ground, lifting your chest high enough so you feel your back body engage. And then as you exhale, hug your belly in, fold forward. Good. And then plant your hands and step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Again, feel the legs charge up. As you exhale, just lower all the way down to your belly. And then soften there. We'll take it real easy the first couple rounds. As you inhale, press into your hands, come into a cobra, high or low. Elbows squeeze in towards the sides. Heart reaches forward. Exhale, downward dog. Take a couple breaths in downward dog. All right, no rush. Staying tuned in to everything that's happening within each moment. As you inhale, lift your heels, step your feet in, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, coil in, so hug the belly button back. In between your breath, step, hop, or walk up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, lift higher, fingertips to shin bones. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise out and up to stand, leading with your heart. Sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to plank, step back. Pause in plank, take an inhale, charge up the legs. As you exhale, lower into chaturanga. So a modification for that, bring one knee down, takes the weight off the shoulders a bit, a lot actually. Squeeze the elbows in and lower halfway. And then inhale through upward dog. So flipping over the feet, knees lifted. Maybe sway the hips a little bit in upward dog just to get any rigidity out of the body. And then as you exhale, use your abdominal muscles. So hug the belly button back towards your spine and lift your hips back, downward dog. Couple breaths. Rooting fingertips and toes into the core of the earth. Using your arms and your legs like straws, drinking the energy up. so the rest of your body feels more buoyant and light. As you inhale, lift your heels, step your feet in, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, coil in, step, hop, or walk up to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise out and up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank, step it back. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower to your belly for 5. Elbows squeeze in. 4, keep your legs strong. 3, 2, and 1. Soften. Inhale, prop up onto your forearms. And then as you exhale, press down into your forearms. Lift your ribs, your belly, and your hips up off the mat. And then either keep your knees down or tuck your toes and lift your knees up. Forearm plank. Pull front body to back body. Notice how much more engaged your center is, your core is, within forearm plank than a regular plank. And again, embrace all those little fidgets and wiggles and sensations that arise. Good, and then now lower your knees, your hips, your belly, your ribs. Slide your hands back by your ribs. Inhale, press up through hands and knees. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky. Reach the leg more back than up. Spread the toes. Lengthen. From your right pinky finger all the way back through your right pinky toe. Exhale, step your right foot up through your hands. Help it up with your right hand if you need to. Inhale, come into a high lunge. So back heel stays lifted. Reach your arms up. Bend your back knee a little bit and feel your hip bones lift up. Pause, let your feet land and settle. Just feel the shape as it is. Good, now inhale, reach your fingertips forward and down. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, reach your arms up by your ears. Weight into your heels, lift your toes. Lift your heart a little bit. If it's too much on the sides of your neck, you can cactus your arms or bring your hands together in front of your heart. Good. Press down through the center of your heels. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Plank, exhale, or you can hop back into chaturanga, but if you're hopping back, make sure you bend the elbows right away so you don't put all of that pressure on your joints. And then lower through a vinyasa. Go slow, don't rush it. From downward dog, inhale, float your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot forward through your hands. Inhale, high lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, let your feet land and settle. Inhale, reach your fingertips forward and down. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink your hips, lift your toes. Exhale to stand, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. One more round of that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, either step back into plank or hop into chaturanga. Again, hopping back, bend the elbows right away. Inhale through cobra or up dog. Take your time. Exhale, use your abdominal muscles to take your hips back into downward dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot up through your hands. Inhale, high lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, fingertips land forward and down. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to stand, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plank or hop it back to chaturanga. Inhale through cobra or up dog. Exhale, take your time, down dog. Inhale, sweep your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot up through your hands. Inhale, high lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, fingertips forward and down. Inhale, step forward, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, reach your arms up. Exhale to stand, hands to heart. Take a big breath in. And a big sigh out through your mouth. Pause for a moment, just feel where you're at. The warmth in your body. All the little bubbling sensations. Your heartbeat. Good. It's going to be a little similar, just with something added. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plank, exhale, or hop back. Inhale through a back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot all the way up through your hands. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot your back heel down and open your arms out into a T. Slide your shoulders back so they're stacked over your hips. Front foot is pressing down and in a clockwise motion to wrap your right hip underneath you. Feel your right sit bone reach towards your left heel. And then power up your left leg. Press that thigh bone towards the right. And feel an anchoring through the knife edge of your back foot. Good. Now pivot your back heel up and circle your left arm down. So you're coming back into a high lunge. And then plant your hands. Inhale to plank. Maybe three-legged if you want more. Keep your right toes floating. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale through a back bend. Exhale, down dog. You can always skip those vinyasas. Please do if you need a little breather, a break, a rest. Inhale, sweep your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, high lunge, come on up. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot your back heel down, arms open out. Good. Pause, let your feet land. Feel your left hip wrap underneath you. And keep your back leg super strong. One more breath. And then slowly, as you inhale, peel your back heel up. Circle your right arm down and up, high lunge. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, rise out and up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, here, take a big sweeping breath in through your nose. Sweep it all the way up from your toes. And a big sigh out through your mouth. Take as many of those as you need. And this is a great opportunity to feel comfortable making sound effects. So please do. It actually really helps release some tension in the body. You can take a big breath in. And a big sigh. Anything that comes out. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky. Exhale, stack your hip, bend your knee. Opening your right hip up, out. Keep the weight in your body balanced. Your right shoulder wants to lift up here, so gently draw it down. Outer left hip wraps back. So your left hip kind of wants to wing out here. Just tuck it in gently. Or tuck it back towards you. Inhale, reach your right leg back. Exhale, step your right foot up through your hands. Inhale, high lunge. Lots of lunges today. Exhale, sprinkle your left fingertips down, circle your right arm to the sky. Find a twist. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale to side angle. So bring your right elbow to the top of your right thigh. Pivot your back heel down. And then when you do that, when you pivot your back heel down, your right hip wants to wing out. So tuck it back underneath you and circle your left arm to the sky. Side angle. Lift up out of your bottom elbow, out of your bottom shoulder. Good. Now circle your left arm down. Lift your back heel. Coming into side plank, so many different options here. You can pivot your toes to the right. So all toes point to the right, heels to the left, right arm reaches up. Or heel toe your right foot back more and then stack your feet or stagger your feet. Or float your right leg. That'll be the hardest one. But press down and away from your bottom hand to lift your hips up. Cinching through your left waistline, your left side, and lengthening your right. You might even take your right arm alongside your ear. Good. Now slow motion, find downward dog. Couple breaths. Child's pose is always available if you need a rest. So we're going to do that same sequence a few more times. Inhale, sweep your left leg. Exhale, stack your hip, bend your knee. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, step your left foot up through your hands. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, find that twist. Right fingertips sprinkle down, left arm circles high. Inhale, side angle, left elbow to top of left thigh, pivot your right heel down, right arm up, either straight up or alongside the ear. Let that right hip drop forward and tuck that left hip under. Good, take an inhale. Exhale, plant your right hand, lift your right heel, side plank with a kickstand, or stagger your feet, or stack your feet, or float your left leg. Press down and away from the bottom hand, maybe left arm alongside the ear, arcing through the right side, or cinching through the right side, arcing through the left side, and downward dog. Couple breaths. Stay with it. Sometimes it's harder to do a practice at home. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, arms reach up, high lunge. Exhale, twist, left fingertips down, right arm to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Left heel pivots down. Left arm alongside the ear. Inhale. Exhale, left hand plants, left heel lifts, side plank. Feet stacked, staggered. Whatever your variation is, you can change it each time too. Good, downward dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, stack your hip, bend your knee. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, step through. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, right fingertips down, left arm to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale. Exhale, side plank. Right hand lands. Stack your legs. Lift your hips. downward dog. From downward dog, inhale, lift your heels, step your feet forward, look forward. So when you come forward, when you're working on hopping, your fingertips are your brakes. So as you exhale, bend your knees and coil in. Your legs create this kind of like explosive movement to lift your hips so that you have the momentum to hop forward, but you grip your fingertips down and those are your brakes. So take an inhale, exhale, bend your knees, and in between your breath, hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let your head drop. You can shake your head out a little bit. Good. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take your right hand to the top of your right thigh and hook your left elbow outside your right knee. Bring your hands and your elbows to stack. Sink your hips low, get out of your comfort zone, it's only temporary. Plug your left elbow and your right knee into each other and peel your right shoulder back. And then lengthen your outer left hip back and the roof of your mouth forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold, let that go. Shake it out. Good. Inhale, find chair pose again. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Left hand to top of left thigh. And then hook your right elbow outside your left knee. Hands and elbows stack. Plug right elbow and left knee into each other. Peel your left shoulder back. And then again, lengthen from your outer right hip forward through the roof of your mouth. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Ooh, let that go. Halfway lift, inhale. Then bring your feet hips width apart. That's about roughly 2 fist lengths in between your feet, or to where the pinky sides of your feet align with your outer hips. Bend your knees generously so your belly and your thighs have a connection. And then slide your hands underneath your feet. So that's why you bend your knees, so you can get that. The toes tickle the backs of your wrists. And you're just stepping on your feet here. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, lift your chest. And then try to keep the length in your spine here. Bend your elbows out to the sides. Pull up on your feet and drop your head, folding forward. Draw your shoulder blades towards one another. Just opening up through your whole back body. Padahastasana, hand to foot. Release that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come into Malasana, yogic squat. So widen your feet and turn your toes out. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Now, if your hips sink and your heels lift, that's okay. You can let them lift. You can roll a towel underneath your heels, or you can bring your hips up higher and your elbows to the tops of your thighs. But if you can sink low and get the backs of your arms to the tops of your shins, plug your shin bones back and lengthen up through your spine, broadening your collarbones. A couple breaths here, breathing up and down the length of the spine. Good, and then we'll work on crow. You can take this in many stages, so don't worry about reaching the end goal and lifting the feet up or anything like that. Just stay present within each and every stage of it. And if it's too much, find downward dog, or you can come back to the squat and hang out in the squat for a while. That's really good. Or if you want another variation, which would actually really help build the foundation of crow, you can do it on your back. So I'll show you that first. Yeah. So come down onto your back, drawing your knees in. Your arms reach up. Big toe mounds come together. So the insteps of your feet are together. Knees are parted. So kind of just like that squat we were just in. And then reach your arms forward through the insides of your knees. Curl your shoulder blades up off the mat. And you're in crow pose on your back. The knees squeeze into the upper arms. So do this instead if you want. Actually, do it even if you don't want to. Good. Find that squat again. And then for those working on crow, plant your hands. Shift the weight into your hands and lift your hips. So your knees come to the backs of your arms. Get your knees up as high as you can onto the backs of your arms and look forward. That's very important. Wherever your gaze goes, the rest of your body follows. So if you're looking down, that's where you're going to go. But you want to go forward because what is the goal here is to lift your feet up off the mat. So you have to get the weight out of your feet. And to do that, you move forward, maybe lift one foot, bring that foot down, maybe lift the other foot, bring that down, maybe both feet lift. Round the spine, hug the belly in, squeeze into a tight little ball. Good, and then plant your feet and step back, downward dog. Or you can play with that for longer if you'd like. We'll take a moment here in downward dog. From downward dog, inhale, lift your heels, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot forward through your hands. Walk your fingertips forward. Inhale, standing L, float your left leg. And then lift your heart higher. Get lighter on your fingertips. Maybe bring your hands to your heart. And again, lift your heart higher than you think it should go. Press down into your right foot so you're lifting up out of your right hip. Inner line of your back thigh spirals up. Breathe. Inhale, rise up. Bring your left knee with you. So you're balancing on the right foot. Now cross your left leg on top of your right. Eagle. So you can bring your left toes all the way down to the mat. You can point them back or hook them behind your right calf. Sink your hips low, just like chair pose. Squeeze right side and left side together to the center line. And then open the arms out and wrap your right arm over your left. Keep your gaze steady. Elbows lift and forearms move slightly away from the face. Good. Inhale, release that. Sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, fold, little half salute. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, now bring the weight down into your left foot. Lift your right heel. Lift your right foot. Left hand to left hip. Either hook your peace fingers of your right hand around your right big toe or hold on to the shin bone. Either of those will work. If you're holding the toe, stretch the heel forward. The leg doesn't have to straighten. Plug your right arm bone back into your back body. And then slowly open the right leg out like a gate. Left arm to the left, just to help with balance. Wrap your right hip underneath you, and if you fall, who cares? Especially because no one can see. But see how quickly you can let that go and hop right back in. Okay, now bring the right leg back forward. Release the foot or the shin. Reach your arms up and then actually reach your arms back. Slow motion, stretch your right leg back, passing through airplane pose into into downward dog. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, vinyasa, either halfway or all the way. Inhale through a back bend. Exhale, down dog. Good. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot forward through your hands. Inhale, standing L. Bend the left knee a little bit. Rise up. Come into that balance. And then rise up, bring your right knee with you. And cross your right leg over your left. Double or single hook is fine. Sink your hips. Open the arms out. And then wrap left arm over right. Bind the arms. Again, single or double hook is fine for the arms as well. Right side and left side wrap towards the center line of the body. Feel the shape. Feel it. What's happening? Where can you soften? Where can you deepen? Good. And then go ahead and release. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Weight into your right foot. Bend the right knee a little bit so you feel buoyancy through your right leg. Lift your left foot. Right hand to right hip. Hold the left shin bone or the big peace fingers around the big toe. And then if you have the toe, keep the heel forward. And slowly open the left leg out. Take your time. Feel all the little calibrations happening in your right ankle. Go with them. Bring the leg back forward slowly. Release the foot or the shin. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, slowly stretch the left leg back. Reach your arms back. And step back, down dog. What time is it? Okay. Good. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot up through your hands. Inhale, warrior two. Back heel down, arms cartwheel up. Straighten the front leg, moving into triangle. Reach your right arm forward, 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 forward until you can't. Feel the length on your right side, and then tip your arms over. Right arm down, left arm up. And then pause here and just feel the shape. Feel all the triangle shapes. You can always bring your right hand to the shin bone to lift up a little bit, or if you have blocks, they're useful here, underneath your right hand. Look down. Circle your left arm down. Hop your back foot, left foot, forward and to the left, and re-straighten your right leg. Moving into revolved Trikonasana. Left hand either on the inside of the right foot, on top of the right foot, or on the outside of the foot. Right hand to your lower back. Feel your hips. Feel that when you rotate to the right, your right hip wants to lift up. So counter that by drawing your left hip out. And feel an inner spiral from your left heel all the way up through the left leg. Maybe take the right arm up, or you can leave the right hand on your lower back. Take an inhale. Exhale, circle the right arm down, bend the right knee. Inhale to plank. Take a vinyasa or skip it. And then from downward dog, inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up. Exhale. Exhale to sink in. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And then again, reach the left arm forward. Lengthen first. See how long you can get on the left side and keep all of that. Just tip the arms over. Left hip crease hinges back as your right hip draws down. Keep the front big toe mound rooted so you're not locking the front knee. But don't worry about bending the knee so much, as when you press the big toe mound down, that should be enough to keep the knee from locking. Look down, circle your right arm down, hop your right foot in and to the right, and then re-straighten the left leg. Left hand to your lower back. Feel where your hips are. Peel your left shoulder back. Feel that inner spiral from your right heel all the way up through the right leg. Maybe the left arm reaches up. Doesn't have to. Just trying to rotate the spine in the tricky spot of the spine, the mid and upper part of the spine. Good, and then slowly circle the left arm down. Bend the left knee and walk both hands to the right. Parallel your feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hip creases, fold. Let your head drop. Keep your legs active. Kneecaps lifting. Weight into the balls of your feet. Head really, really drops here, like ripe fruit on a tree. Good. Halfway lift, inhale. Walk to the back of your mat or towards your right leg. Coming into Parsvottanasana. Hop your back foot in a little bit. As you inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, bend your elbows and bow into your right leg, folding in. And a bow might just mean bending your elbows a little bit. Or you can fold all the way into the leg, let your head drop. You can explore different variations with your arms. So you can walk your arm bones forward, kind of like downward dog. And when you press into your hands, you'll get a lot of the weight off of your front leg. Feels nice. Or you can walk your hands back behind your right leg, grip into your finger pads, and fold in a little bit deeper. This headphone is about to pop out of my ear. And bring your hands under your shoulders, halfway lift. Walk to the top of your mat. We're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So, but make sure your feet are on 2 tracks. Or there's a line down the center of your mat if you have one. And one foot's on one side and the other foot's on the other side. Halfway lift, lengthen first, and then bend the elbows. Might just bend the elbows and stay there and breathe. Or walk the arms forward or back. Or you can keep the hands right underneath the shoulders. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back into plank. Pause in plank. Sorry, this headphone. Now from plank, lower. So I'm going to time it, so don't lower yet. So shift forward, just a little bit in your plank. Squeeze your elbows in and lower for 5. Keep your legs super strong. 4, embrace all the shakes. 3, don't rush. 2, almost there. 1, release the weight of your body for a moment. Make a pillow with your hands. Few deep breaths, surrendering your whole front body into the ground, neutralizing the spine. You can feel the natural curves in your spine here. And now bring your forehead down to the mat. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Press down through the tops of your feet, so much that maybe your knees lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then reach your knuckles towards your heels, and lift your chest up just a little bit. Arms lift just a little bit away from the back. Stay here, or lift your toes, and reach your toes more back than up. Heart reaches forward, so you're just finding length more than the back bend. Good, and then release. Round your shoulders down. Do that a couple more times. In between each time, try to soften. Interlace your fingers behind the back. Press down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, lift your toes. Lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Now, option to do that same thing, or another variation to take bow pose. So you'll bend your knees, reach back, and catch the tops of your feet. If that's not accessible, take locust again. If it is, flex your feet, squeeze your shoulder blades, press your feet into your hands, and that's what lifts your chest up. Once you lift your chest, let your heart drip forward, so there's no compression in your spine. Pubic bones rooting. Couple breaths. Feel the movement of your breath in your belly. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Make a pillow with your hands. Wiggle your hips a little bit. Whatever you need to release that. Good, and then plant your hands by your ribs. Press up with your hands and knees. And then press into your hands and round your spine all the way back into child's pose, countering that movement that we just did. Few breaths into your back body. Water. Good, and then come up onto your hands and your knees. Walk your knees up in between your hands, cross your ankles and roll back over your feet. Extend your legs forward or plant your feet forward and then lower onto your back. Take your time. Hug your knees in. And then just take a moment as you hug your knees in, rock a little bit from side to side. And then come back to center. Bring your knees together, arms down by your sides, or grip the sides of your mat and imagine that you're trying to pull your mat out from underneath you. And then extend your legs up. Spread the toes. Hug your belly button back toward your spine, and then begin to kind of like a scissoring motion through your legs, or like you're swimming. Legs are kind of, or like you're running on the ceiling, but start to lower your legs down towards the mat, and then keep that movement and start to lift your legs up. Do that a few rounds. Soften your shoulders, soften your jaw. Try not to hold anywhere that isn't needed here. I never save core for the end. Man, the world is changing. few more rounds. If it's hard, that's good. Breathe through it. Good. And then as your legs reach up, plant your feet. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side. Take a moment. And then hug your knees in. Hands to the backs of your thighs. Give yourself one easy rock up into boat pose. Keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. Keep your hands to the backs of your thighs or reach your arms forward. Lift your chest. Couple breaths. Try to keep the chest lifting. Gaze kind of at the big toes. Good, and then bend the knees, cross the ankles. Plant your hands and step back into down dog. And then lift your heels, lower your knees, and then walk your knees up again in between your hands. This time cross your ankles and sit back onto your feet. If you have blocks, very useful here underneath your hands. Hands are in line with your knees. If you don't, my blocks are being used for props, for technology, so I'm gonna try it without blocks. It's harder. But so your hands plant by your knees. As you inhale, just take a moment to lengthen the front of your spine forward. And then as you exhale, press into your hands, round your spine, hollow out your belly, pick your knees up, and then hop or swing your feet through your legs. Go slow. So a few little hops or one swing. If you have really long legs, it's hard. Good, and then plant your feet and we'll lower again. Back onto your back. On your back, hug your right knee in and cross your right ankle over your left thigh for thread the needle, little hip opening. Reach your arms through your legs and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Start to draw your left knee towards your left shoulder and reach both sitting bones forward. If you want more, you can take your hands to interlace your fingers around your left shin bone. We'll be here for a while, a little while. If you want more than this, you can cradle your right shin bone in your elbow creases. Keep your right foot flexed, and then extend your left heel up towards the sky, and very gradually lower the left heel forward and down, and stop where you need to. Doesn't have to lower all the way. Or another variation, you can take your right foot into your left elbow crease and your right knee into your right elbow crease. So again, you're cradling the leg just a little bit differently. Try not to go to the place where you lose your breath. Let your breath guide you into your edge, where you're feeling sensation, but it's not too much or too little. But you can maintain it and observe it. And then slowly release that, so you'll catch the right ankle if the left leg was extended forward, and gently plant both feet on the mat. Take a little windshield wiper movement with your knees, side to side, just to let that go. And then when you're ready for the other side, draw your left knee in and hook left ankle over right thigh. Bind your hands behind your right thigh. Slowly and gradually draw your right knee towards your right shoulder. And at the same time that you do that, stretch your sitting bones forward. Try to keep the right side of your body and the left side of your body the same length. So your right side wants to shorten here. Maybe take the hands to the shin bone. Maybe go further and hook the left shin bone in your elbow creases. Right heel reaches up, and you can just stay there. Or you can slide your right heel forward and down. Or the left foot into the right elbow crease and the left knee into the left elbow crease. Each side might feel like it has something different to show you. Honor that. Let your sides be different. And then when you're ready, gently release this side. No rush. Plant your feet, give your knees a little swish. And hug both knees in. Open your arms out into a T. And then nice and easy, lower your knees to the right, hips to the left. Let your left shoulder peel back. Just try to soften the body here. And let gravity do the work for you. And then when you're ready, switch sides, drifting your knees up, square off your hips and shoulders, and then lower knees to the left. Nice soft landing. And drifting your knees up through center. And hug both knees in. And then come into happy baby. Reaching up, flexing the soles of your feet up towards the sky. Either hook peace fingers around big toes, hook the knife edges of your feet, or your shin bones, or the backs of your thighs. Maybe rock a little bit. Release your feet, hug your knees in. Extend your arms and your legs up towards the sky like a dead bug. Keep a little bend in your elbows and your knees. Wrists and ankles soften. Imagine that your fingertips and your toes were just being suspended by little strings attached to the ceiling. And then gently release, bending your knees, planting your feet, sliding down through the rails of your feet and letting your arms drift down by your side. Let your whole body land and soften and release into the support of the earth. Let go of any holding. This is the most important part of the practice. Letting go, allowing everything to sink in and digest. Let go of your breath. Let go of any conscious control. So it's about 7:12. There's a few more minutes left until I have to sign off. But since you're at home, you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. And I encourage you to stay for longer. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.